Hey everybody, it's Dave. How you all doing? I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to the Meniere's Experience. For those of you who haven't seen the channel yet, and this is the first time you're seeing it. But let's talk about one thing. You know, what is it that we all want? Okay. Um, one of the things we all want is a cure. And that would be wonderful to have that cure. And everybody's all set and this and that. And everything's hunky dory. Back to normal again. Fortunately, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Uh, at some point it will, but I don't see it anytime soon. But there are things that are coming out. Pipeline, hopefully, Epsilon will be out next year. Hopefully, and they are getting some, good, adequate results with the testings and everything. But we're really not going to know for sure until it's really out in the market and more people are using it. And you can get a better synopsis of how this is going to work. Okay, because some people think, oh, once it's approved, it's going to work for everybody. Boom, we're all done. No. And even if it is, it's something you're probably going to end up taking for the rest of your life. And you're going to have to take it for a little while before you notice results. It's not something that you pop the pill, you're done. It's going to be weeks to months before that gets into your system and everything, and then you'll start seeing a difference. Kind of like with beta histine, and what I tell people a lot is that you got to give it time. I mean, I don't take it, I can't take it, but from what I've read and heard, you got to give it time. You can't just take it for 3 days and think everything's going to be fine. It doesn't work that way, and some people just stop taking it. Um, but I'm pretty sure Epsilon's gonna probably be the way beta histine is, except you're gonna be able to get it in the United States without going to a compound pharmacy. But there are other things like they're working out. What's it, the TF2101, where the steroid is not a liquid type, not a liquid. It's a gel, and so it lasts longer in there. It's like a time release thing. So they shoot it in, and it's a time release, so it lasts longer. They're working on that. I think Australia they're doing it, um, and even the steroid shot, trying the steroid shots. I did it, and it actually helped a lot with this ear, where I was doing them every 3 months, and it seemed to be keeping things at bay. Then I was just tired of the doc. I was tired of the shots. The doctor was like, "Well, let's do laparoscopy. If it doesn't work, we can always go back." And I mean, not laparoscopy, the sac decompression. The laparoscopy I had on this ear, where nothing actually worked in this ear. Gentamicin didn't work. Steroid shots didn't work. Antivirals didn't work. I mean, everything I tried didn't work. That's why we did the laparoscopy. This year. So, yeah, I did the sac decompression surgery a little over a year ago, and I've been pretty good. So, but the steroid shots we're trying, the antivirals we're trying, because if it is a virus, then you found it, right? If that's why I say it's worth a try, because if it is a virus, you found it. You found your cause, what's causing your Meniere's disease, and now by taking this, I think the first couple of months, first month or two, you're doing double doses and stuff, or taking it 3 times a day, then 2 times a day, and then it's 1 time a day for the rest of your life. But hey, you're not going to have to worry about that because it's caused from a virus, right? And probably you wouldn't have to worry about ever getting shingles too because you've got an antiviral going through your system. So, see, it's worth a shot to try these things. You know, don't be so dependent on waiting for this pill or waiting for this cure because you're just going to freak yourself out, right? I mean, Epsilon's not just for hearing loss and tinnitus. It can help with vertigo, it can help with all these things. And that's great. But we have to wait and see when it comes out. Right now, it's probably going to be 2027 before it comes out, and probably about 6 months after that is when it's probably the production will start because they can't start to. They're not going to have everything built before they get FDA approved. It's not a matter of just going in and changing something. They're going to build a whole new thing for it. So that's going to be at least 3 to 6 months. So once it's approved, it's still going to be like another 3 to 6 months before you actually can get it. Um, you know, in the surgeries, as I talked about, sac decompression surgery, labyrinthectomy. Both of these surgeries gave me some sort of a life back. But then again, I tried everything. I tried everything I could that I could do. I couldn't do beta histine. And there's videos about it, not explaining why. I just couldn't do it. My body doesn't agree with it. Um, so yeah, I did everything possible. But there are things coming out that I think will help and will make our lives better. And it's worth waiting. But like I said, who knows when these things are going to come down the line? Sitting around waiting, having vertigo attacks 3 or 4 times a week, and every attack you have, you kind of lose a little bit more hearing. So, I mean, you can sit around and wait, or you can try to be a little bit proactive, you know, try the steroid shot, the gentamicin shots, all these things, antivirals, even, 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 like magnesium and vitamin D and things like that. Supplements. That's the word I was thinking of. Supplements. Everybody say it again. All together. Supplements. You could try supplements, And I'm not talking about the Dr. Dinkleballs people. I'm talking about legitimate supplements. Um, and there was something else. Even tubes. I mean, ear tube. The tube I had in his ear, I got a lot of relief from it until it started falling into my eardrum and left me with a giant hole, which I just got fixed. Um, but the tubes, if you get them replaced, every 6 months, a year, um, they can help relieve some of that pressure in there, relieve some of that fluid that builds up in the middle ear, and can help. So, yeah, you kind of want to do things to get by until these other things come out, and then we could try them. But yeah, I mean, my thing is, yeah, I want a cure. Even though I'm living life pretty well, okay? I mean, I have my bad days, but we all want that cure. We all do. And if somebody says that they got everything managed and all this stuff, and they don't really care if there's a cure, nah, they're bullshitting you. There's We all want a cure. Um, you know, but there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that's the AIs, artificial intelligence. Please don't buy into these things. There's always, like my friend Neil said, there's a grain of salt, a grain of salt, of truth to it, like a grain of salt of truth to these AI posts. But they're not. There's no cure. There's no regrowing hair. There's none of this stuff. Okay, they're trying it on lab rats and things like that, right? So they're trying it on lab rats and things like that. It's in a very early testing stage, but the people are making these AI posts and saying it's a cure because what they really want you to do is click on that article, because what happens is all the little ads that you see pop up. Okay, now the money's not coming out of your pocket, but they're getting paid by the company, by the commercials. So they're making money every time you click. It's the only reason why they're doing these things. Okay? I mean, I'm sure there's some people that just like to torment people, but that's why they're doing these things. Okay? They just to get clicks. There's no truth in it. Very little truth in it. So you got to be careful about that stuff. Um, and one more thing, and then that'll be the end of the video. Lately, I'm back to seeing people joining groups and then telling everybody that it's not Meniere's that you have, it's something else. Don't listen to those people. As a matter of fact, I caught one yesterday and removed them and banned them from the group because they started doing with TMJ and Meniere's. Meniere's is really TMJ, and it's not. It's two separate things that give similar symptoms. You know, you can get tinnitus from TMJ, you get vertigo from TMJ. You don't get hearing loss from TMJ. Okay, so there are things that are similar, but they're not the same. So you got to be wary about that too, because we get a lot of people who do that. They find out what their thing was, and then they think everybody's misdiagnosed, and it's not the track. It's not the truth. I don't know why they do it. They think they're helping, but they're not. What they're really doing is confusing you. So don't listen to those people. If you have a definitive diagnosis of Meniere's disease and you went through all the testings and all that stuff, then you have Meniere's disease. Don't let somebody join a group and say and start telling you what you have when one, they don't know you. Two, they're probably not a doctor. Okay? So don't let that happen. If you see things like that, like I love the groups that I run because when they see this before, I don't even have to see it. Somebody's always on top of it and reporting it or messaging me. Yesterday I happened to see it, and so those are other things too. Because the worst thing in the world to do with Meniere's disease is to get confused because somebody's mentioning something else. You know, TMJ. Well, there's another one. What was the other one? Oh, a thyroid problem. We all got thyroid problems. Things like that. And try to take Synthroid; it'll cure you. No, 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 no. Don't listen to these people. Listen to your doctors. Listen to common sense. Yes, sometimes you've got to think out of the box. I get it. Okay, but there's things that you know like somebody was talking about chlorine dioxide, and was it last year, few years they were talking about vermectin helping Meniere's and all these things, and it's don't buy into it. Oh, and one more thing, real quick, because the hantavirus now is this big thing on the news. You're not going to get from Meniere's disease from the hantavirus. The hantavirus has been around longer than Meniere's. Okay, so don't worry about that because I know that's the next thing someone's going to say. The hantavirus causes Meniere's. No, it does not cause Meniere's. It was around before Meniere's was discovered. Okay, it's been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's not all of a sudden going to cause Meniere's disease. So before that starts up, because it will. I've already seen people wearing masks. I went to the store for my wife the other day because she's still recovering from her cancer surgery last week, and, and there were people wearing masks. And I'm like, at first I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe maybe there's a COVID outburst or something like that, or there's a virus cold or something like that. And I asked one of them, I said, "Are you wearing a mask for?" Oh, the hantavirus. And I'm like, the hantavirus is not in Marlboro mask, okay? I just kind of went, oh, okay. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, no, no. So yeah, before that gets out there, but yeah, we all want a cure, and the best way to find a cure is really to stop posting about Meniere's on your own Facebook pages or Instagram, even TikTok. Um, X used to be Twitter, social media, because you bring awareness out. You never know who's seeing it, and we can really get some funding going and find a cure. So that's a really good idea. And on that note, have a great day, or a great night, or a great whatever, wherever you are. Take care.